All right. Shalom. Shalom to the nation. Shabbat shalom to the nation. Salakia. I want to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God through the name of His only begotten Son, who serves as an instrument of salvation for the people. Let me see. Salakia, y'all. Give me 1 second. StreamYard. Let's see. Paste this link. Shalom, though. Shalom. We're going to get full time started in a minute. But yeah, Shabbat Shalom again. Like I said, we're going to get full time started in a minute. Just waiting on the Akiam to jump on. I know I appreciate y'all for the nation who joined in, tuning in. Call this Factual Friday lesson. Matter of fact, let me go ahead, put that down there. Make sure y'all following the page, following the channel. We're gonna call this Factual Friday. Please subscribe to the page. Babakasha. Trying to get the color right. There we go. Khan. But shalom, if you on the lives tuning in, drop a shalom in the chat if you can. I'm just trying to wait for the Akiam to join on. It's gonna be a good little conversation. We're not gonna talk too long. When I say that, I'm probably lying. When I say that, I'm 9 times out of 10 probably lying. But in righteousness, we trying to get this thing ready. Shout out to my I can see you down there, Ak. You can add yourself when you're ready. You can't do it? You want me to add you? Put a thumbs up. Oh, okay, Con.
Hey, yo, cause since I'm on my phone, it won't let me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you was on your phone.
Yeah, that's why I needed you to send the link too, cause I'm on my phone, and if I try to click on the older link, it's gonna say this broadcast ended.
Oh yeah, Con. My bad. I said I had been dropped it, but I was thinking like you was talking about. I forgot you was mentioning like the whatchamacallit link, the stream link. Yeah, but Con.
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you and the nation. That boy got the do-rag on.
Hey man, I had to put it on. Look, I really need to get like cleaned up. I look a little like barbaric right now, man. I look crazy barbaric right now.
Now we gotta bring out the bonnet precepts.
Oh my gosh. You know what? For that reason, I'm gonna just go ahead and take it off because hey, look, of such we have no customs, but I'm not gonna strive at men right now.
I might need you to cut me up after the Shabbat too.
That's a bet. Just let me know.
I mean, you just gotta have your clippers on you. You know what I'm saying? If you're supposed to be Hebrew barber, you gotta have the barber's razor with you at all times.
Hey, look, I keep it with me for the most part, but I'll be forgetting to bring it because, bro, every time I turn around, you'd be like, nah, I don't need a cut, I'm good. So I just be like, hey, let it ride.
I just need a little, you know what I'm saying, line and maybe a temp, you know what I'm saying? Not a bald temp, trying to keep the laws, but hey, Just a little
Con.
temp, you know what I'm saying? A line, that's all. You don't gotta touch the facial hair, you know what I'm saying? I do that.
Con.
But Khan, hey, Shabbat Shalom to the nation. Shalom to my brother Obadiah, doing the work out there. Also in Middle Georgia, you know what I'm saying? The 229, the down south Albany people, you know what I'm saying? The brothers doing the work out there. On your campus, at your party outside, you know what I'm saying, at your gathering. That brother right there is a mighty brother, and he young. So I'm gonna get this real quick while we waiting. This is Job 32:8. I love this just because the brother is young, so there's no excuse for brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, to make excuses. There's no excuses for brothers and sisters to make excuses when we have brothers as young as, I forgot how old he is, but you're young too though, Yeshaya. You young too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Shoot, people would say I'm young. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to give ages out here or government names like that, but we not. You see, we ain't got no gray hair on our face. You know what I'm saying? Let me read this real quick. I'm not gonna lie though. Ever since that was through the spirit you gave that advice though. As far as you know what I'm saying, starting StreamYard, because it kind of put a zeal in you. You kind of be like, man, that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun bringing out the word, man.
Hey, man. I love it.
Let me go to Job 32:7 first. It says, I said days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. So we can find wisdom in the old homeless man. We can find wisdom in our parents. We can find wisdom in older people. Because as you're living this life on the earth, you know what I'm saying? The water for that scribe too. Uh,
Con.
People say they can't keep up. But hey, that word is quick and powerful. Quick. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, stay up with it. But you know, days on this earth will increase you in wisdom, by default. Whether that wisdom be from judgment and punishment, or that wisdom be from something that you learned that made you smart, days is gonna they're gonna speak for themselves. You literally learn something every day, especially coming into the truth. You learn something every day, so days is gonna add to your wisdom, right? So that's what he's saying here. But the next verse is what I wanted to key in on. It says, but there is a spirit in a man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. So what he's saying here is, if you read the book of Job, we're at the part where the youngest of Job's friends is speaking. He let all the elders speak first, like the good word says. When the elders speak, hey, shut your mouth. But now he's saying, hey, look, there's a spirit in a man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. So that's how you can see brothers like Yeshaya, brothers like me, brother like Obadiah, do the work and really be invested and have good understanding. And we teach people that's older than us. We teach people that's younger than us, right? The other day we was on the video and we said we should pray to be sheeps and shepherds, right? Both of them. We got to learn how to we got to learn when to follow a great man, and we also have to learn how to lead the lost, right? So, hey, it don't matter how old you are. And I'm pretty sure there's some precepts in Wisdom of Solomon as well, but we can, what I'm saying, go ahead and get into it. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Captain Donald.
Captain.
Captain. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Shalom.
Shalom, my brothers.
Oh man, you sound like what is it? Black Jesus Minister. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't.
BJM, bro. He be debating all the time. That's what you just sound like. He always be like, "Cause I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters." That's what you sound like, bro. No, but you got anything to say? Anything to add on?
I want to say Salaki, man. I was punctual, bro, believe it or not. But for some reason, man, when I logged on, it put me into the last live. So I'm in the last live, and I'm like, man, where are these brothers at, bro?
Right. That's why I was telling Yeshaya, because I was telling them because I tried to do that and click that link, but it said broadcast had ended. So I already knew for a
Yeah,
fact
that's
that
the
wasn't
only.
it.
I had looked up and it said live ended, and I was like, I'm in the wrong thing. And I was like, let me go back to the dashboard, man. But yeah, Salaki for my late entrance, man.
Tardiness.
You good, King?
It's all right, Taz. I
You need
mean,
to give me a
Jamal.
mic. Folly.
This man right here, boy.
My bad, Captain. My bad.
Captain Donald.
Captain
Con.
Daniel.
Captain
Daniel.
Folly.
Oh my gosh. Hey, but look, so hey, like we said, man, Shabbat Shalom. Friday, Factual Friday, just like Wisdom Wednesdays, we're gonna try to keep, you know what I'm saying, through the Spirit, Most High willing, gonna try to keep coming on. At least I know Wednesdays and Fridays consistently. With us, man, it ain't always a set speaker for the most part. I mean, it ain't necessarily a set speaker all the time. So, but brothers, who got lessons, hey, look. When they posting and they letting you know that we gonna be on, hey, tune in because Lord willing to be edifying. You know, it doesn't matter who it is on. You got Brother Azrael, Captain Donald, man. You got Brother Yeshaya. Hey, look, all of us brothers on here, man.
I'm gonna take that out my name, bro.
No, bro, you can leave it up there. You can leave it up there. You Captain Donald, man. You leave it up there. No folly though. No folly though. That's your name though.
Hey, and Most High willing, like the brother said, we'll be able to edify the nation. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, there he is in the midst. But Most High will, you know what I'm saying, he will add on to this tent, you know what I'm saying, this congregation. If not, we just be the 3 amigos, that's cool too. He that is not against me is for me. You know what I'm saying? Big or small. You know what I'm saying? So if we got to be that small number, hey, we'll be that small number.
What they say, Ananias and Mishael?
Azariah, Hananiah, and Mishael.
Yeah.
Reincarnate.
Hey, look.
To the regeneration.
Hey, man.
I'm not entertaining y'all, man. I'm not going to entertain y'all, man.
Hey, man. Hey, look. For the viewers that's going to see this, just know, hey, look, our humor is a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to tell when we're being serious and when we're not, but just flow with us through the Spirit, all right? We're going to try to refresh y'all spirit. You feel me?
I'm not entertaining these brothers, man. They running out. And no, they are running out.
We do not believe in reincarnation or what a lot of people like to mix up and call regeneration. So that was definitely a sarcastic moment, I guess you could say. It was
brother scoffing.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's scoff, but
hey, look, at the end of the day, like Azrael just said, he that is not against me is for me. Right. So, hey, look, hey, look, to get this thing popped off, man, I just want to say, like we said, Factual Friday, just going into a little history, talking about, some massacres that happened to our people. Now, our nation right now, I'm not talking about Israel. I'm speaking in a Babylonian sense, right? Our nation, America, right now is under some perilous times. We seeing, what do they call it? Formula shortages, gas prices increase. Another thing they said that there's a lot of food shortages as well, which we can see every time we go to the store. Inflation at an all-time high, especially in the metropolitan Atlanta area. At one point, Atlanta had the highest inflation rate in all of the country. So I feel for my brothers and sisters staying in that area. But guns, yeah, gun control. That's what I was going to elaborate on the most, though.
And also, before you get that, just another one on the list. Hey, look, the housing market is sky high too.
Oh yeah, the housing. I think Atlanta has the most absurd prices for the housing market right now. I think they said that Atlanta has
Atlanta is the most expensive. I forgot how they worded it.
Man, your rib just posted it on Instagram.
I know, that's the only reason why I know.
Yeah.
Hey, she doing her job, man, and keeping everybody informed. Shout out to the Aqua.
See,
But
here I got the post right here. It says, according to a new study, Atlanta is the most overpriced residential real estate market in the country right now.
right, right. And the only reason we speaking out of Atlanta, I'm talking about Atlanta because hey, brothers reside in Georgia. Hey, we based out of Middle Georgia, so if it's brothers and sisters on here that stay in like the Middle Georgia area, like Macon, Warner Robins, Fort Valley, if y'all ever looking for brothers to fellowship with, just shoot us an email. We got our contact scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now, so hit us up.
Also, you know what I'm saying? All three of us, we striving to be apostles in this thing, And if y'all want us to come out to y'all camp and hold post, or y'all just want a fellowship, hey, don't be afraid to send us a location. Most High will. We can all carpool, all three of us, and we can make it there and fellowship with whoever y'all might be. You know what I'm saying? We always down for the unity of brethren.
Con. Hey, look. So with that being said, even with gun control, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but ever since gun control, um, ever since I would say that Buffalo mass shooting that happened at the supermarket where that 18-year-old white boy targeted all them black people intentionally, right? Ever since that happened, there has been a lot of mass shootings going on in the country. I want to say, let me Google this real quick because mass. I'm gonna Google this real quick because there has been a mass shooting, literally,
Like every
almost
week.
every week. Every week in the last 3 weeks alone, there has been a mass shooting. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me share my screen real quick.
And the crazy part is, you know what I'm saying? We ain't seen nothing yet. Because the Bible, hey, second Esdras tell us what? Tell us that it's going to be mad men sparing none for the lack of bread. We just
Right.
got mad men going crazy right now. There's not even a lack of bread for real. Imagine when it gets worse.
Hey, look, it's nothing like Jacob's trouble,
Uh,
right? So this is a list of, and this is updated routinely, right? Because it's the gun violence archive. Like we said, they trying to do their best to send out this propaganda to confiscate everybody weapons, right? Because when they enforce martial law, they want to make sure people ain't got no means to defend themselves. Look at this. June 1st, 2022, right? Oklahoma, Tulsa, uh, 6161 South Yale Avenue. 5 people were killed, 0 were injured. Let's view this incident, right? So it take up to 5 seconds, right? So this happened on June 1st, 2022, which was the other day, Wednesday. And what it talks about, victim. These are all the victims that were killed in the gun violence. 5 people, right? 45, 73, 40, 48, and 59. Incidents characteristics. So they were all shot dead. So this is just basically like an overview of what happened. Michael Lewis shot Dr. Phillips, who had performed a back procedure on him. Subject purchased AR at 2 p.m. the same day. Less than 10 other injured. Unclear if GSW or not. I don't know specifically what that means, but subject then killed himself. So it
wait, say
was
that again. Read it again.
subject purchased AR at 2 p.m. that same day.
Uh-huh.
Less than 10 others injured. Unclear if GSW or not. Subject then killed self. Right. So guns involved. There was 2 types of gun used. It was a 223 rim AR-15, the gun that he used, and it was a 40 Smith and Wesson SW. So let's
So
look at this.
he shot a 22 AR?
Yeah, a 223
Oh, never
Remington
mind. Slocky.
AR-15. Right. So let's look at these sources. Tulsa Police. I don't got a Facebook, but Tulsa Police Department. Updated as of 7:27 p.m. 5 dead, including the shooter. Update as of 6:24 p.m. We confirmed 4 casualties, including the shooter. Officers are still clearing the building. It was an active shooter at St. Francis I want to know if that was a hospital or not. Yeah, so it was a hospital. It said, earlier this afternoon, we responded to a call about a man armed with a rifle at the Natalie building at St. Francis Hospital. This turned into an active shooter situation. At this point, we can confirm the shooter is down at this time. Officers are currently going through every room in the building, checking for additional threats. We know there are multiple injuries and potentially multiple casualties. Reunification site. We are asking family and friend members to go to Memorial High School west of La Fortune Park for a reunification site. Right? More information to follow. So that was issued by the Tulsa Police Department. Now, the only reason I read that is because I want people to see the sources that it's coming from, that these are not made up events. These are actually happening events. Now, in a deeper sense, a lot of our brothers and sisters may say they're by the government, set up by the government to, do whatever. Hey, look, that's above what I'm gonna say or do. But just elaborating on that alone, since May, that shooting happened on May the 14th. I have to go literally to the next page to go back even to May the 14th when the Buffalo shooting incident occurred. But this right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 mass shootings, right? And we still not even at the 14th of May. Going back to the 24th of May, this is the other mass shooting that happened that made national news. The mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Uvalde, Texas on May 24th. 22 killed, 17 injured. And since then, I'm not even going to count how many it's been, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in that way, and we can count the rest. You can see how long this list is, though. But this website right here is called gunviolencearchive.org, right? And it's just basically reporting all these mass shooting incidents that has happened. So the reason I wanted to lead off by going into mass shootings is because, like the Ox said, hey, look, this is only the beginning of what's going to happen. All these mass shootings that you see, all these people killing that's taking place, this is only a piece of how terrible things will probably get for us as a people. I'm not talking about, like I said, I'm just speaking in the Babylonian tongue. I'm talking about the United States of America. Now, for us as a people in the nation of Israel, there's only, like we always elaborate on, there's only one thing that we can do. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Fear God and keep the commandments. That's the whole duty of man, and everything else will take care of itself. But you got to have wisdom. And in times we see there's an increase in gun violence amongst, like we said, on a big scale, there's an increase in gun violence just in the world right now in a given sense. May 14th was that shooting that took place in Buffalo, New York, and then 10 days later in Uvalde, Texas. So now you telling me that there's been another mass shooting.
Hey, I want you to, hey, Salakia, too. I want to see if you can find this so you can put it on your screen. Type in this in Google, right? This is the Uvalde, Texas, right? Type in distressing, DISTRESSING, videos show parents begging cops to stop Texas school shooting. Right? It's gonna be a video. All right. And I heard about this at work at my so-called job. So-called. But yeah, a man was telling me go to the New York Post. If there's a New York Post, right. I want you to scroll down and look at this video because you can't trust America. You can't trust Babylon. You can't trust the government. It says, I'm gonna get this before you play it. I believe it's Isaiah 30. Believe it's Isaiah 30. Con. Let me get this real quick before you play that. I'm gonna read Isaiah. Huh?
I'm finna share it on my screen.
All right, go to
Isaiah
Isaiah
30.
30 and 1. We're gonna start at verse 1. We're gonna go 1 through 3. Right? All right. It says Isaiah 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. Right? We'll take counsel from everybody. We'll pay therapists. We'll take counsel from other people's parents, not even our own parents, other people's parents. We'll take counsel of our friends. We'll take counsel of cousins, right? We'll take counsel from school teachers and administrators, guidance counselors, but we don't take counsel of the Most High God. We don't go to this word whenever we have a problem. We don't go to this word whenever we have discourse. We don't go to this word whenever we have a heavy burden. And that's why a lot of us get caught up in the spirit of depression, the spirit of anxiety. All of these are spirits sent to you to try you. The Most High said He's gonna try His children. He said he gonna pull the reins. You know, if you got reins on a horse, horses really don't like getting pulled, right? We use that to I believe in Proverbs it says in Salakia in James it says a bit in a we control a horse by a bit in his mouth, right? The whole body. You know why? Because the horse does not like that bit in his mouth pulling him. So when it pulls, he's gonna go where it's pulling, so it can stop, right? So the Most High God is going to pull our reins until, you know what I'm saying, to see if we're going to stay on the straight path or not. But it says they take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with the covering, what's that covering? That covering is in the garden, Adam and Eve, they covered themselves with, was it fig leaves?
Con.
Yeah, they covered themselves with fig leaves, and the Most High God had to give them like goat skin, I believe, which we know that goat or that lamb is just Christ covering us. If you have ears to understand and ears to hear. But that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit. They didn't cover of my spirit that they may add sin to sin. So this is why there's so much sin in the world, because we don't go to the Bible for our counsel, right? Verse 2, it says that walk to go down into Egypt. Egypt is synonymous with what? Bondage. We always say it at camp. Exodus 20 and 2 and Deuteronomy 4 and 5, right? We always say it. Egypt is synonymous with bondage. So, hey, look, there was Egypt when we were in captivity with Babylon. There was Egypt with the Assyrians. There is Babylonian, the Grecians, the Romans. All those were forms of Egypt, all the way till modern day Babylon or Mystery Babylon or the daughter of Babylon or Babylon the Great, which is America, right? And this place is called spiritually Sodom and Egypt, according to Revelation 11 and 8. So why is it? Because we're in bondage right now. A lot of y'all already know, but some of y'all don't know. And we have to pay taxes. We got to pay for water. Water should be free. We got to pay for land that they stole, right? And they took us from our land and brought us here, and this is not our land. So we're captives, meaning this is Egypt. We're in bondage, right? And have not asked at my mouth, meaning we don't go to him. We don't ask the Most High when we need something. We feel like either we're too filthy or we feel like he's not going to help us. All right. A lot of brothers and sisters we see on the street corner, they'll tell us what? I don't believe in God. Right? They'll say, hey, what's God going to do for me? God allowed slavery. They have no understanding. So they don't even ask God no more. They ask their brother that's a gangbanger. They ask, you know what I'm saying, their pops that cheats on their mom, or in the world cheats on their mom. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, meaning we'll vote for these presidents. We'll vote for Congress and Senate. We'll vote for these people. We'll vote for Pharaoh, the government, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. We'll trust in them too. We'll trust that our vote matters, right? No vote, no voice is what they say, right? That's what the Bible's saying. We'll trust in these things instead of trusting in God and trusting in our God. Verse 3 is the point. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, your presidents, your government, your senators, your mayors, therefore your strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Why? And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. So we don't know why police officers aren't helping kids that are in danger. We don't know why Joe Biden is giving crack pipes to black people. We don't know why the government is is promoting everybody that claims to be LGBTQ, right? We don't know why that this place is still not helping minorities, because our trust in this place is our confusion. We pay our tax dollars, we go out and vote, we spend time, you know what I'm saying, talking about politics, all to be confused, right? So when we about to watch this video, the Ox about to play, you might be like, wait, what's going on here? Because it's very shocking what you're about to see in this video. Like the brother said about Uvalde, Texas, how the police officers didn't even go in and save the kids. But this is what they did do. The video is going to show it.
Can y'all hear that? Salakia.
Con.
Oh, y'all can hear?
Con, it's loud too. It's good. It's but before you play it real quick, if y'all don't know what's going on here, these parents are fighting mad. They're like, if y'all not going in there, I'm gonna go get my kid. And what you're seeing is these police officers slamming them to the ground, stopping them from going to rescue their own children. Their parents are willing to risk their life. Hey, that's love. What greater love is this, that somebody will lay their life down for a friend? Not even your kids. They're willing to die for their kids. And these police officers, the shadow of Egypt, the government of Pharaoh, will not let them. In fact, they're getting aggressive with them.
It's not helping matters.
Wow.
We're taking care of it. He ain't done yet. She done. It's not good. Y'all should have that motherfucker like that. Let him go. Fuck you doing to him. Let him go. ¿Qué vas a disparar, güey?
Hey, pause it. Pause it. Come on. Hey, what y'all looking at? If you could go back a little bit as a freeze frame with that cop on top of that person on the ground. Right, you could stop right there, I guess. If you can see right there, this cop has forced somebody to the ground. Caring parent has forced. That's confusion. They're like, hold up, what is y'all doing? I just want to save my kid. I thought, I'm sending them to a good school. I thought this school was supposed to be, we're in America. You hear a lot of them speaking Spanish and stuff, but they think they're in America. This is supposed to be the home of the free. This is where we're supposed to stack our bread and be whatever we want to be. The American dream. And now you're faced first in the dirt by the shadow of Egypt, the government, right? The police officer, the officials. So imagine when martial law kicks in, when the world gets worse, how they going to treat our people? How they going to treat everybody? It's not going to be no questions asked. You can't say, look, you cannot save your kids. I know in slavery, we knew that we couldn't save our kids, but a time's coming again, and we're looking at it right in front of our face that we can't save our kids. We can't save our family. We're going to end up on the ground with guns pointed at us if we want to save our family. That's why one of the 7 spirits of the Most High God and one of the 7 churches told us what? That, hey, we're going to be offered up into temptation, offered up into prisons to be tried. And some of us are going to be tried unto death. Hey, so don't be confused when y'all see this stuff happening, right? Because the Bible tells us, the Bible told us that these people, hey, as iron rusteth, so is their wickedness. And they're going to tear families apart. They're going to do stuff that confuses you. We're in Babylon. That's what Babylon means. Babel, keep babbling on. You're going to keep confusing people, right? You can finish it.
Salakia.
Con. And check this out, bruh. It's kind of hard to say, but we don't desire the day of the Lord, but we're looking forward to more prophecy being fulfilled and this place getting crazier, right? Americans don't want I gotta tread lightly on my words because I'm not trying to get this page flagged or nothing. You know, disclaimer, you know, we're not into treason and we have no power to overthrow America, right? We ourselves have no power to overthrow America. These are just, you know, freedom of speech and thought. But if more shootings happen, you know, if more shootings happen, so be it. That's the judgment of the Most High God. And we, as Israelites, we kind of rejoice in affliction. Why? Because we know the end is coming. We know that prophecy is true. We understand that this Bible's coming alive, right? And so that's why. That's why you might see us get kind of excited when things in the earth happen, because we know he's going to have mercy on those that keep his commandments, right? We know that he's going to have mercy on all those that do as he says, keeps his feast days and things like that.
Excuse me. Con, no, con. But Salakia, man, I got people just being madness, man. But Salakia, though, I'm sitting up here chewing, eating on these crackers all on the live.
Hey,
Salakia,
look, it's the Shabbat, bro. Don't starve yourself.
hey, man.
This man he's chewing right in the mic like it's a mukbang, like a Moabite.
Oh man, I didn't know I was that loud, bro. Usually I'll be chewing on the mic. People be like, "I can't hear you chewing." Now all of a sudden everybody got to see what I got going on.
We heard from the moment you put it in your mouth till you started chewing.
Salakia, man. But Khan, that's a mighty point by the brother. Just saying that we don't necessarily have the power ourselves to overthrow, which is why it's not wise for us to right now form a militia and try to, you know, hey, take back what's ours, because we outnumbered right now. You know what I'm saying? We outmanned and we outgunned.
And I said we don't have the power. You know what I'm saying? Just being wise with my words, because we don't have the power. The Most High has the power. Now,
Right.
Whoever the Most High give that power to, they got the power. But I'm saying us on our own, we don't got the power to do nothing. So, you know, don't flag this page. You know, we just three black men, so-called black men talking.
Right. Just sharing our thoughts. I personally, though, with that video being shown, man, that's just a bigger understanding. A lot of people don't realize, like, we always say this. I think we said it on a live lesson on Instagram a few times, but it's just like, when people can talk about when that fire comes, what you're gonna do, it's until that fire comes. Now you got to show what you're gonna do, and when that fire hit, we gonna see what you made of. A lot of people fall under pressure, even, you know what I'm saying, enforcement law, read it in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Even they probably, hey, look, when that fire hit, they might have a strap with them, but if you got somebody blasting at the time, you thinking about, damn, like, if I legit try to go stop, I could be never see my family again. This, that, and the third. So that video is just like Doc said. Hey, you can't trust certain people, certain nations. Can't trust certain people, right? I think that's Sirach 12 and 10. I'm gonna go to that real quick. But Salaki, y'all, if I'm sitting up here creating mukbangs on the live, man, this lesson is supposed to be about Factual Friday, not, you know, look at what Brother Yeshaya is chewing on. Let's see. Sirach 12. Let me go to verse number 10. And it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness." We knew that from the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? You could never really trust an enemy. even in nowadays, you still can't trust an enemy because this is why right here. For like iron rusted, so is his wickedness, right? Set him not by thee, right? This verse 12. Set him not by thee when he lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Never let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So you got to be kind of like foolish in a sense to think that enemies are okay people to trust, right? I think somebody say keep your friends close and enemies closer. Now, that in itself, that can be a two-way understood type of quote, because it could mean that, hey, look, I'm gonna consider the house of the wicked, right? I'm gonna keep my friends close, but I'm gonna keep my enemies closer because I can consider the house of the wicked. But in a general sense, it sounds like, you want to keep your enemies closer in the sense that a lot of people actually take that in reverse, and they keep close their enemies and they try to eventually start putting their trust in them, just like we did in times of old with the heathen, right? But going back to the shooting incidents that's been happening across the country, like I said, since May the 24th, May the 21st, there have been 25 mass shootings in the country. And like I said, the reason I was going into that is because these are just small scale events to what truly happened to our people, right? To go in depth, let's go to the first event that I'm gonna talk about, what happened to our people. If you don't know this, Google this. It's called the Atlanta Race Riot of 1906, right? So just to let you know this, like I said, I'll try to find the .orgs, the .govs, the .nets, to try to, what I'm saying, show you that, hey, this might be factual, you know. But it says during the Atlanta Race Riot that occurred September 22nd through 24th, 1906, white mobs killed dozens of black Georgians, wounded scores of others, and inflicted considerable property damage. Local newspaper reports of alleged assaults by black men on white women were the catalyst for the riot, but a number of underlying causes lay behind the outbreak of the mob violence, right? So what they do right here is, anytime if you go back in history, there is another event that we're going to talk about tonight too. I'm only going to speak on 3 of them because if I want to pull up this picture and show the live, want to pull up this picture and show the live real quick. Like, let me find it on my chart. Gotcha. So I want to pull up this picture, and if y'all can see it, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but this is a list of black massacres that have happened in this country going back all the way to 1863. That's just going back to 1863, right? That's not even nearly close enough to how long we truly been over here and how long things have actually truly been happening to our people. But this is, let me count this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Matter of fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Too many. It's not even 10. It's more than 10, but it's just too many. I'm not going to sit up here and show y'all how bad I was at math in school, right? But it says, but a number of underlying causes lay behind the outbreak of the mob violence. So this sounds a lot like when they said that the alleged assaults, right, by black men on white women were the catalyst for the riot. This sounds a lot like this. 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. This is Tulsa Historical Society and Museum. Now we know, like, a lot of people are not going to tell the truth about the history for what it is, but we need that, right? The attack on Greenwood. The 1921 attack on Greenwood was one of the most significant events in Tulsa history. Following World War I, World War I supposedly ended in 1918. So this is 3 years later. Following World War I, Tulsa was recognized nationally for its affluent African American community known as the Greenwood District. This is what we call Black Wall Street. This thriving business district and surrounding residential area was referred to as Black Wall Street. In June 1921, a series of events nearly destroyed the entire Greenwood area, right? So a series of events nearly wiped out this area. What was the catalyst for this? Let's see what they say the catalyst for this mass destruction. This first true attack on this was, I would say, this is like, what do they call it? This is the first act of terrorism, right? And I would say it's actually not the first act, but let's just continue. On the morning of May 30th, 1921, a young black man named Dick Rowland was riding in the elevator in the Drexel building at 3rd and Main with a white woman named Sarah Page. The details of what followed vary from person to person. Accounts of an incident circulated among the city's white community during the day and became more exaggerated with each telling. So these people are sitting up here bearing false witness on our brother, and they're telling these people, "Hey, he did this, that, and the third to this white woman," and the white people are getting mad. They're getting furious. Like, he did what? They probably started at, he looked at the white woman. Then the white woman told somebody that, "Oh, he looked at me and he grabbed me." Then the person she told went and told somebody else that he looked at her, he grabbed her, and then he kissed her. Then the next person go on and so forth. It says that it was exaggerated with each telling, right? Tulsa police arrested Rowland the following day and began an investigation. An inflammatory report in the May 31st edition of the Tulsa Tribune spurred a confrontation between black and white armed mobs around the courthouse, where the sheriff and his men had barricaded the top floor to protect Rowland. So these people were trying to go up and kill this man. Shots were fired, and the outnumbered African Americans began retreating to the Greenwood district. So our people were fleeing back home. In the early morning hours of June 1st, 1921, right? Hey, June 1st is a wicked day. No cap. It's the beginning of Pride Month. This happened on June 1st, 1921. This in the early morning hours. No madness, no madness. But I even hate the day of June 1st because it was the day I was born on. And the Pride Month behind it and all the stuff associated with June 1st is crazy. It said in the early morning hours of June 1st, 1921, Greenwood was looted and burned by white rioters. So let's take it back to let me see, Salakia. Hold on. Oh, all right. George Floyd. Right? So we all know what happened with this George Floyd incident 2 years ago, right after Memorial Day, Salakia. But 2 years ago, right after Memorial Day, George Floyd was killed by Derek Chauvin, right? All these protests, right? And they even looted and rioted and burned buildings, right? Let's pull up some images. George Floyd riot, right? These are some images of what happened after George Floyd got killed, right? So this is what was happening to our people in reverse on this day, June 1st, 1921. White people were sitting up here destroying our community over a false accusation of a story that the Most High only knows how it truly went down, right? So Governor Robinson declared martial law. They declared martial law, and National Guard troops arrived in Tulsa. Guardsmen assisted firemen in putting out fires, took African Americans out of the hands of vigilantes, and imprisoned all black Tulsans not already interned. Over 6,000 people were held at the conventional hall and the fairgrounds, some for as long as 8 days, right? So this was saying that these people were put in basically a camp. 24 hours after the violence erupted, it ceased. In the wake of violence, 35 city blocks lay in charred ruins. More than 800 people were treated for injuries, and contemporary reports of death began at 36. Historians now believe as many as 300 people may have died. So this is not specifically saying, of which race, but majority of these people had to be our people.
Con.
Looted, burned, and destroyed. Now, the only reason I brought up the mass shootings to begin with in America is because on a mass scale, we're seeing how these incidents of mass shootings are, I would say, telling our people or increasing the country to promote gun control, gun control, gun control. Incidents like this happened to our people and nothing was done about it. Nothing. There was no gun control law for this. There was no rights for this. The only thing that was following this was, we're going to take this man to trial, right? So this is what I just said right here. In 2001, an official race riot commission was organized to review the details of the event. No one will ever know the absolute truth of what happened during the hours of the race massacre. However, by examining historical resources, members of the Race Riot Commission determined a number of details to be undeniable. These are not myths, not rumors, not speculations, not questions. They are historical record, right? Black Tulsans had every reason to believe that Dick Rowland would be lynched after his arrest. His charges were later dismissed and highly suspect from the start. They had cause to believe that his personal safety, like the defense of themselves and their community, depended on them alone. As hostile groups gathered and their confrontation worsened, municipal and county authorities failed to take actions to calm or contain the situation. So that's similar to like the situation we just seen that the Akiam pulled up in that New York Post video. Let's read this again. It says, as hostile groups gathered and their confrontation worsened, municipal and county authorities failed to take actions to calm or contain the situation. That video was just a prime example of municipal and county authorities failing to calm and take action to contain the situation or calm the situation down again. And this is over 100 years later. This happened back in 1921. It's 2022. This is over 100 years later, and we still see the same thing. There is nothing new under the sun, right? At the eruption of violence, civil officials selected many men, all of them white, and some of them participants in that violence. At the eruption of violence, civil officials selected many men, all of them white, and some of them participants in that violence, and made those men their agents as deputies. So this is literally going to show like our people have been massacred in this country for a long time. This is 100 years later. 2 years ago, we looted and rioted, and I'm literally scrolling down Twitter at the time that the looting and rioting was going on, and people are telling people like looting and rioting is not going to change anything, which I agree with. I know it's not. But what made me mad was not that statement that looting and rioting wasn't going to change anything. Because it's ultimately it's not. Only the Most High God can control what's going to happen. What offended me was that I was seeing posts of our people saying that we don't need to loot or riot. We need to forgive. We need to show love, and we need to continue to spread love because love always wins. And guess what type of hashtags they use with that too? The LMNOP hashtags, man. So these people are our people are telling our people, hey, don't get mad that the officers killed one of your brethren. Only hug them and show them love. And this goes back to when we seen videos that was what do they call it? Videos that was going viral across social media of a police officer kneeling and hugging one of our people at a protest in, I want to say, Ohio or something. I want to see if I can Google that and find that. Let me see if I can Google that and find that. Police kneels and hugs um uh protesters at riot at protests. I don't know. Let me see if I can find that for y'all because I want y'all to see. Um, let me see. June 1st, 2020. I want to say this is it. This ain't one of them. I mean, this I don't think this is a specific one, but
You
this is just
talking about that girl that was like they had that picture blown up everywhere.
What is a
She
woman?
was like,
Can you tell me that?
that's what.
you could play it.
Oh, okay, Con.
Let's check in with CBS 17's Amy Cutler, who's live in Fayetteville. And Amy, a curfew also put into effect in that city. And I think I heard you say that most people have started to leave.
Yeah, Angela, at this point, you can see that police line just behind us. In the last couple of moments, they've cleared out. We saw some National Guard trucks that were out back. Those have cleared out along with the protesters. But we want to show you some video. Really remarkable scene out here as Fayetteville police took a knee. We saw protesters follow. That really seemed to de-escalate the situation. For a couple of hours now, we've seen protesters lining up right against the police. Some tense moments there. We did not know how that would go down. We saw.
Now I'm gonna pause this right here because you are literally listening to our people, and majority of our people is the ones out there on the knee. You're literally listening to our people scream, shout, and act like it was a sign of thanks and thank you for just at these people kneeling. All they're doing literally is taking a knee. Literally, all they're doing is taking a knee. And it wasn't none of these specific officers out here that actually directly killed George Floyd, but they work for the same system that killed him. They work for the same system that killed our people. And these people, all our people are doing is just clapping. Listen.
Protesters yelling some insults at police standing by in that riot gear. And then, of course, that moment where police took that knee, it really seemed to calm tensions.
Hey, pause it real quick.
Protesters.
And that just shows you how simple our people are. You know what I'm saying? Hey, our people, and we always talk about this. Our people play checkers, and every other nation plays chess, right? The Indian come and set up shop with all their gas stations. We go to their gas stations to get everything, to get our gas, to get everything in that store, right? The Chinese people come, they do our nails, our eyebrows, sell us hair and food. They playing chess. Our people play checkers. Even white America plays chess. We play checkers. And that, like I said, it just shows how simple our people are because, hey, man, this is probably what they were saying. Hey, man, them people really love Colin Kaepernick when he took that knee. So maybe if we take a knee, maybe them niggas will like us. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is it probably was a Jake. It probably was an Israelite, a so-called black man that probably pitched the idea at the morning meeting before they went out to the street. I think we should take a knee. The people will respect that. He know his people simple. You know what I'm saying? And look at our people. They playing chess, we playing checkers, we eating it up. We think we just want to move. Because they took a knee, hey, let's have a parade. Turn on the music, let's start twerking. Right? Black Lives Matter. Our people just so simple.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because all them officers want to do is make their job easier. Just like anybody else said, any job that you work at, you want to make your job easier. And it's clear that they probably got together, like you just said, and was like, hey, man, I know if we go out here, they're going to be on 10, man. To make our job easier, how about we all just take a knee? We ain't got to say nothing. We ain't got to say what side we're on. But if we just take a knee, you know what I'm saying, they probably go home. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what's happened. Like you said, man, our people are so simple. We'll take any small win, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to distract us. Like Foster was saying, like these are the same people that killed George Floyd, right? They probably would have, given the same circumstance, they probably would have, did the same thing the officers did, right? Because at the end of the day, all the officers are still, backing each other. You know what I'm saying? There's some good officers out there. No, don't get me twisted, but that was clearly like Austin, like Azrael said, that was clearly strategized by the police officers.
What's up, guys? I'm Chad. I'm the owner of Cook Pressure Washing, and I know business.
Hey, and also, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother Yeshaya said earlier, you know, our people, we're so quick to forgive. And even after that Buffalo shooting, they was interviewing. I don't know if some of y'all saw it on Twitter, but they were interviewing this one black guy, so-called black guy, after his people were just attacked. He might not have been in there, but his people were just attacked, and he belonged to a motorcycle club, I believe. And he told the Salakia, he told the news lady, he said, all we need right now are hugs. Hugs will fix it all. And then he did the unthinkable. He said, come here. To the news lady, right? The news lady's people weren't just killed. Her race is not being attacked. She's not a minority. She's there doing the job. And he hugs her. Shouldn't you be hugging the people behind you? Your own people? But he said, no, hugs is going to fix this. And he hugged her. That's folly, man. Our people were
what are hugs gonna do, bro? Like,
people lost their life, and that's it right there.
That we are here for them. We are here for them, and we love them.
What message do you have for the loved ones of the victims tonight?
That we are here for them. We are here for them, and we love them. And we'll let them know if it takes being here all night, we will be. We are here for each and every one of them to show that we care for them and they are somebody. And we want to make sure that they are remembered in whichever way they would like to see their loved one remembered. But we want to let them families know, we want to wrap our arms around each and every individual and let them know we are here for them and whatever we can do. You know, as a Buffalo Peacemaker, Buffalo Fathers, grassroots organizations that have been here, since earlier today, just hugging people, loving on people.
He's saying a whole lot of nothing.
Whatever they need, we are here for them.
Saying a whole lot of nothing, man.
He's saying a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of nothing.
Did you finish the video?
No, Khan, I paused it because I thought he was speaking.
Oh.
Lenny, thank you so much, and I am so sorry for your loss. I can't even begin to imagine.
Of course. I mean, I wanted to hug you. I just want to hug you.
Salakia.
I just want to hug you because that's what we need.
Sexual harassment, man.
Oh my gosh. I just want to hug you because that's what we need. She even knows that it's his burden. I'm so sorry for your loss. She knows it's not my people.
Man,
it's your people.
I'm led to believe that this man is sexually harassing this woman, bro. I'm led to believe that he's a construction worker, not putting all the construction workers in the box, but this man just wanted to hug this white girl, bro. That's all, bro. That's all I see.
He said,
I see this, bro.
Hugs is what we need.
Come bring it in, giving her a tight hug too.
Hey,
bro. Sexual harassment.
If y'all read that manifesto and y'all actually watched the video of him doing the act, hugs ain't fixing that. Hugs are not fixing that. After you see that, hey, that was almost too much for me to watch. Hugs ain't fixing that. Justice will fix that, right? The law of God, how God would deal with that, how Moses would deal with that is justice. That would fix that, right? We know what Moses did. When we're in Egypt, right? That 18-year-old boy was what? That boy was an Egyptian. What did Moses do when he saw that Egyptian taking out his people? Did Moses get punished for that? La.
And you know what? That just goes to show you, like I said, our people, they're so quick to forgive. And I just want to pull up this precept real quick, just elaborate on one part of it. I know it's in Numbers. Is it 14 or 18? Salakia. I'm trying to pull up this precept that I found. But before I read that one, oh, here you go, right here. Numbers 14 and 18. I just want to elaborate. I'm not focusing on the whole entire 18th verse. I just want to elaborate on one specific part. It said, the Lord is long suffering, because we know he's long suffering, right? And of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty. So, and we can read the rest, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. But now, the part I want to elaborate is, and by no means clearing the guilty. A hug is not going to clear these people that are taking out God's chosen people.
You letting them slide by.
Right. A hug is not going to do that. A hug is not going to fix, like you said, that manifesto. And if you want to look into it a little bit more, that manifesto was built around a lot of this, a lot of black and white love. If you actually read the manifesto, a lot of that manifesto was just talking about how, hey, look, we starting to take over their women. So now they want to take us out. And that's just how it is in these days.
Right. Hey, look, this freeze frame right here, when some so-called racist people watch that, that's gonna make another shooting happen. That's not what they wanted out of this. They didn't want that boy to go and shoot all those people up just to see this. They wanted the opposite of that. They wanted to see so-called black people get riled up and start rioting. They wanted to see us not accept or even want to touch the so-called white people. You know what I'm saying? They wanted division. They didn't want to see this. So guess what? We're going to see more mass shootings because they didn't accomplish what they were trying to accomplish. Can you go to Luke 17 and 3 real quick? Because the New Testament can teach us a lot too, right? You know what I'm saying? The New Testament can teach us a lot too. And this is what we need to take heed to, right? And if we learn this lesson, our conscience will be a lot more clear, right? It says, take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. Tell him he's going off. Tell him he's guilty. And if he repent, forgive him. It says, if he repent, if he stops doing what he was doing, right? A lot of brothers say, Esau is our brother. We're not supposed to abhor an Edomite. Well, guess what? Has your brother repented? Are they still killing us? Or have they changed from killing us? Are they still treating us as slaves at these jobs? Or are they still demoting us, first fired, last hired? Right? Have they truly repented? And if they haven't truly repented, talking generally in a general sense as a nation, why are we forgiving them? Why are we giving them hugs? The New Testament says if they repent, that's even amongst our people too. This really for our people, but we can use it for the other nations as well. Hey, look, if they repent, then forgive them.
And it's really a lose-lose for them because there's no way for them to fully repent, especially as a nation. Because when you look at it, man, it's like to really turn away from what they've done or really even pay back for what they've done, they would have to give back this whole country, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible. They get to, and people bring this out all the time, but they get to walk on stolen land, right? And have white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would have to give that up. And how does that even look like? What does that even look like for you? You really can't even give up your white privilege just because it comes so naturally within America. You know what I'm saying?
I was on the plantation today at my job, and I was thinking in my head, I said, man, I would really like my 40 acres and a mule. You know what I'm saying? I said, I would really like a mule, and I would really like 40 acres, bro. That would really help me. Hey, I know a lot of Jake and a lot of so-called black people and minorities, they want mansions and Cuban links and Jordans and Gucci, Louis. I want my 40 acres and a mule. I kind of really want that. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking about that and how they've dumbed us down as a people so much to where, you know, we don't even know what the finer things in life are. We let them tell us what the finer things in life are.
Right. They want your mule to be a Hellcat.
Con.
That's what they want your mule to be. They want you to be
And they want
content
us
with
to
it.
buy from their dealership.
Right. And they want you to be content with having a Hellcat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Con.
that just goes to show Luke 17:3. Same thing that Most High told Israel back in Deuteronomy 4. It started in verse 1. It says, "Now therefore hearken, O Israel." So even if they want to say, well, our Esau is our brother, you know, we shouldn't. Okay, now therefore hearken, O Israel. We know that Esau is Edom according to Genesis 36 and 8 and 18. It says, "Therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers giveth you." Right? Jumping down to verse 9, it said, matter of fact, let's start at verse 7. We talked about this. We did a lesson on this like 2 months ago. No greater nation. It said, "For what nation is there so great, who God has so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon for him for?" It says, verse number 9, "Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thine heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons." So Luke 17:3, going back to the law, only take heed to ourselves. We don't do that. Our gift destroyed the heart. The brother Azrael, Captain Azrael, did a video on a gift destroying the heart a while back. And this is just extra proof showing that how, look, if we only took heed to ourselves, we wouldn't have this. But it says, "Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen." How could we forget the things that he done for us, bringing us out of Egypt? Right? But that's because we were receiving gifts. That's going back to trusting your enemy, right? "Though he humble himself." So what these people are doing, these officers are doing madness. But what these officers are doing is humbling themselves, right? To our people, in a sense. "And go crouching. Though he humble himself and go crouching." Let's go back to the video. "Though he humble himself and go crouching.
It's a cut.
Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass." So it's just like when you in the mirror in the bathroom, you cleaning up for the Sabbath, you prepping up for the Sabbath, right? And you like, dang, bro, it's a lot of toothpaste spit on this window. I need to clear it off. So now you get the napkin and you wiping the window. It looks so much cleaner now. It's almost like everything that you see is magnified. Just like my brother Azrael. Brother is blind as a bat. This man got glasses and act like, oh my gosh, the world is so much clearer to see now. Hey, look, he said, "I can see clearly now. The rain has gone." Da-da-da. But brother got the glasses, and literally everything he see was magnified, right? It says, "Though he humble himself and grow crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." You can't wipe away the rust. You can't.
Con. Hey,
That's
and check this out too.
deep, man. That's deep. That precept. Go ahead, man.
You good?
That precept I was gonna say, man, is deep, because it's like saying, hey man, no matter what this man does, like, hey, look, I can see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's in TV shows and in movies all the time. Like, you can't fool me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It says, man, it says you can see him as clear as you just wipe the looking glass. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? No matter what he does, you know what I'm saying? I can see straight through that, homeboy. You ain't fooling nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, man, because like we can see that and we use it in our lingo today. You know, and just to see that the Bible is explaining that, like, no matter what you do, I can clearly see what you up to. You know what I'm saying?
Con, do brothers know what a looking glass is?
Let me pull that up.
It's not a mirror. It's actually a magnifying glass.
Like the one of the things that you pull up to your thing, ain't it?
Right. So sometimes you can't really, for example, you're looking at a detective movie or something, on the surface you can't see the incriminating evidence. But once you take that looking glass off, you go wipe it off a little bit, and you look through that you look through that looking glass like the scripture said. Now you can see incriminating evidence, and you're Sherlock Holmes, and you can figure out the clues to solve the problem. And so that's what the Bible's saying is, look, once you wipe that looking glass off and put it to your eye, you can see how wicked these people are, no matter the deception that they use, no matter how much they paint themselves to be the image of God, no matter how much they paint themselves to be helpful or a helping hand, and they'll hold the door for you. They'll pay it forward at McDonald's and buy you a bacon sandwich. You know what I'm saying? They'll do a lot of things that seem nice, but you don't know the conversations that they having at home, and they don't know the conversations we having at home.
That's right, man. Hey, look, that's right. Because guess what? At the end of the day, a hug is not going to suffice the death of George Floyd. A hug is not going to suffice. Let's see, the mass shooting. You know what I'm saying? And a hug is not going to suffice the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, right? These 4 sisters right here lost their lives. Addie Mae Collins, Cynthia Wesley, Carlo Robertson, and Carol Denise McNair. What was you finna say, Op?
None. I was saying one of those girls kind of looked like my grandmother took a picture just like that.
Hey, no cap. Look, I got a brother his wife looked just like this right here. Hey, look.
Done.
A hug is not going to suffice this, right? The 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, which is known as the Birmingham Church bombing of 1963, was a white supremacist terrorist bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church. I want this same brother right here to go back in time and to tell those parents after that church was bombed that we just need a hug.
We just need hugs.
We just need a hug.
Oh, come here. We just need hugs.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't even worry about no death penalty, nothing like that. We just need to hug it out.
We just need a hug. Let's just
the death penalty is not going to fix it, Judge. We just need to come together and need hugs. We just need hugs.
We just need to love one another.
Hey, look, prison time is not going to fix it, man. Just bring that brother here. Bring that nice Christian brother here, and I'm gonna give him a big old hug.
Right. Hey, look, the what's the guy name? They always say, I think the mother that her son. Let me pull it up.
Hey man, you know what's funny, man? Sorry, I've been trying to look it up on my phone this whole time, but I could have sworn I seen something about a woman getting shot in her home today by a police officer, and I cannot find it, bruh. I cannot find it. Yeah, I think it was today. I'm not sure. And I tried Googling it and everything, bro. It's not popping up, but I'm pretty sure I heard it over the radio, and I'm pretty sure I seen it on Instagram, but I cannot find it. And it was gonna be perfect for this lesson because I think it was a black lady, and it was a video to show all her neighbors running to her yard and all of that stuff after it happened and whatnot, man.
We're quick to disappear.
Man, it be my luck. As soon as we get off, it's gonna come across my phone.
Yeah, we quick to disappear. You know what I'm saying? All of our people that something happens to, or they find a body here, or they find this or that and the third, we quick to disappear. But let it be somebody of another nation, man. They're all over the news, right? Hey, Foster. I mean, Yeshai. Hey, check this out though. Can I bring out some facts too on Factual Friday?
It's for all of us, man. Take it away.
All right, you could type in on Google. You can type in Rwanda because hey, we got on the so-called white man, but who was the first so-called white man as far as his attributes and what they did to our people? You know, the Philistines, the Canaanites, all these Hamites, right? They hate us too. Hey, how do we even get over here? They sold us. All right, so they don't get away either. They hate our people just as well, and our people just like we do with the white man, and we want to hug the so-called white man that oppresses us. I wasn't done telling you what to type in, but
okay.
just like you know, with the so-called oppressors here in America, we love being African. We love putting on dashikis. We love claiming Egypt. We love claiming Africa, right? But we gotta watch carefully. You know what I'm saying? Because they hate us too. Recently, Rwanda genocide. Type in, put a dash. Facts, comma, response, and trials. Since it's Factual Friday, we gotta give y'all some facts, man, because our people are everywhere, and we know our people are in Africa. All right, is that history? History.com, con. So scroll down. Right there. I'm gonna read it. All right. If y'all didn't know, we're gonna read about our people in Rwanda. All right. It says during the 1994 Rwandan genocide. 1994. I was born in 1995. That's how recent this was. 1994. The brother read something from 1920, from 19. I forgot the other day he pulled up, but this is 1994. So while wickedness is going on over here in America against the children of God, and other nations, wickedness is going on as well. This says during the 1994 Rwandan genocide. What's a genocide? A genocide is what? It's a mass killing, also known as the genocide against the Tutsi members of the Hutu ethnic majority. So what this is saying is Rwanda is composed of two tribes. You have the Tutsi tribe and you have the Hutu tribe. Now I can ask y'all, which one is our people? And you probably wouldn't know, but if you do your research, Tutsi, right, is a word that goes back to the word as we know it, tizit, or which means fringes. Those people are Israelites, and that's why they're being killed in a genocide, because the Hutu people don't want them in their land, right? I'm gonna keep reading a little bit more. It says, the East Central African nation of Rwanda murdered as many as 800,000 people, mostly of the Tutsi minority. That's the word that they put on us here in America, the minority. You see that's in every land, right? My thing is this: if they killed 800,000 people, how's that a minority? This is 1994, 800,000 people. That's an Old Testament. That's an Old Testament killing. 800,000 people in 1994. So a lot of them fled over here to the Americas because of that, right? I just wanted to pull that fact up. Y'all can do some more research on that if y'all want to, because nobody talks about the Tutsi tribe. We talk about what are those tribes we talk about? We talk about them in Ghana and Nigeria, the Igbo, the
Igbo.
you know what I'm saying? We talk about all the tribes.
Bantu.
But look, the Tutsi tribe, that's our people too.
I think
Fringes.
there's a movie, if I'm not mistaken, either on Amazon Prime, Netflix, one of those applications about the Rwandan genocide and all of that.
Con. Hey, this is another quick fact too, Foster. Last fact. It's the last fact. Go to Google real quick. Go to Google. Just trying to edify our people so y'all know where our people are, you know what I'm saying, and what happened to our people. Type in Asmara, Asmara, African Synagogue.
ASAM.
Yeah, Salakia, ASMARA. African synagogues.
That's it.
Let me see. Yeah, go to that first one. Eritrea. Right? So check this out. Scroll down. Stop. I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna be reading the second to last paragraph. The one that starts with by the end. So y'all can do more history, but I'm gonna give y'all a little rough draft real quick. Eritrea, you know what I'm saying? You might think Eritreans are Ethiopians, right? Because they kind of favored in looks or in physical appearance. But Eritrea is a small country that came out of Ethiopia, right? There was a big civil war in Ethiopia. Most of the time in Africa, if there's a civil war, it's because there's Israelites and there's Hamites. You know what I'm saying? Eritrea went to war with Ethiopia because they wanted independence, and Asmara was the capital city of Eritrea, and Asmara was a place for the Jewish, as they say, synagogues. But that y'all can do more research on that yourselves, just so y'all can be, wise in knowing where our people are and knowing history when y'all come in contact with different people in the world. But I'm gonna read this. It says, by the end of Eritrea's war with Ethiopia in 1991, so this was 1991 when it ended, right? Not when it started, but when it ended. All this is fairly recent. And its independence 2 years later, Asmara had essentially lost its entire long-standing Jewish community. Why am I emphasizing that? Because, all right, I had a conversation with this Eritrean girl on Instagram, and she told me, she said, the majority of the Jews were black when the war first started, but they were all either killed or kicked out. And then white Jews came and they helped finish the war, and they took over the city of Asmara. So that's why you'll see white people, or so-called white people, or the Khazars or Amalek. You'll see those so-called Jewish people in Asmara at the synagogues, right? But most, like it says, essentially lost its entire long-standing Jewish community. That's all the black people, all the real Israelites. You know what I'm saying? The so-called Israelite, the so-called black people, those people were exiled, right? It says, by the early years of the 21st century, only one Jew, the native-born Samuel Cohen, was left in town. And he's not a native Jew. He's a Jewish man. That's a so-called white man, right? He was the only one left. So that's how they started having white Jewish people in Eritrea. But at first, that was supposed to be us. We was fighting for our God and our laws in Ethiopia, and just like America, they shot us down. They killed us, right? That's all I'll read on that. But can you go to Google real quick so I can give them a picture of what the Jewish Eritreans look like? Type in Jews in Asmara. Go to images. Go to that one all the way to the right, that black and white one. Right? So there's our people, right? It says Israel's little Asmara. Look at these girls' dresses now. I'm led to believe those are fringes. And if you keep scrolling underneath it to those more black and white pictures, you'll see more of our people. And you'll see, look at them. That's us. That is us. So from now on, know that Eritrea, that was us. That wasn't no Hamites, and that's definitely not no so-called white men that took over like they take over everything. But Eritrea was us, right? Little Asmara. Israel's little Asmara. That's us, man. That's crazy. But Khan, those are my 2 facts for Factual Friday.
You're on mute. Well, if you're not on mute, we can't hear you.
Salaki, I was on mute. All right, Con. But that's just even going back to like we was talking about earlier, massacres. How is our people been genocide in this country? This, this, and this. And there's a lot more than this, but these are three key points, right? These are just three key massacres that happened to our people. These four little women right here, these four beautiful young women, killed after just being at church. Now, like we said, not last night, but Wednesday on the live, during our prophetic purpose live, I always said, man, look, we condemn the Christian church a lot, and I'm gonna say it again, we condemn the Christian church a lot, yeah, for the understanding that they have and how they teach and how they profess to love our Father, you know what I'm saying, which art in heaven. But at the end of the day, it's all love for our brothers and sisters who are in these church houses, you know what I'm saying, because they're ignorantly worshiping the Father. Because we all at some point were foolish, like Titus 3 says.
We
Now,
didn't even bring out Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You said what?
We brought out Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You said we right out?
I said, did we brought out Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Con, yeah. That was the first thing I mentioned. Well, no, that was the second thing I mentioned, Salakia.
Con.
But that's what I was reading from on this slide, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right?
Black Wall Street.
Con. So all this happening, right, to our people, and literally there was nothing major really done in place. They tried to give us the right to vote to suffice for what the type of acts were committed against our people. When we got out of slavery, the thing they threw in our face was the Freedmen's Bureau, and then they said, okay, the right to vote. But the Voting Rights Act of 1965 wasn't passed till 100 years post-Civil War. And even still then, Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Let's go to it. Even still with that understanding, right? Because remember, we only need to take heed to ourselves and keep our soul diligently, right? Because guess what? If we set our enemy next to us, he'll overthrow us. And guess what he's going to do? Stand up in our place. We're not even supposed to let him sit at our right hand or take a seat with us, right? We supposed to understand that we have to wipe the looking glass. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. This says right here, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So we're not supposed to be setting kings over us of other nations. Going back to Sirach 17 and 17, the Most High God already prophesied that he was our king. He was supposed to be, Israel is the Lord's portion. He gave every nation a king, right? Going back to Deuteronomy 32 and I want to say the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 6. He gave everybody a king. He gave everybody a portion. Hey, but Israel is our portion, the Lord's portion. Okay. And this is what happens when we set another nation over us. Stuff like this. Stuff like this.
Yes.
We need hugs.
We need hugs. Yes, we do. We need to come together right now more than anything.
And you know what I mean? It's from all over the city, we need to come together and hug one another.
Yes.
And I can see us out here for the next 2 or 3 days, just being out here, praying for one another, hugging one another, showing love and support, and finding out whatever resources that we have and that they need. We want to make sure that we get it to them.
I wonder how much hugging is going to pay for funerals. I wonder how much funeral homes are charging by the hug. How much do they charge by the hug? You know what I'm saying? I wonder how much more hugs can we give that we've been trying to give since we came over here on slave ships is going to change the narrative of what's happening. The increase in these mass shootings in America, right, are only the beginning of the sorrows to come. These are just the beginning of what's going to happen to this country, right? But like we said, even with going back further back in history, massacre of 1391. I talked about this in the lesson I did on the Sabbath last week. Don't let your faith wither. This goes into the Alhambra. I couldn't think of the word. Alhambra decree. I couldn't think of the word, but it was stuck. This goes back into the Alhambra decree, right? Which was basically a mass deportation of Jews that was living in Portugal because they didn't want to accept Christianity. This is the massacre of 1391 that many of those Jews who were exiled, when they were exiled, many of those Jews who stayed and didn't leave, this massacre forced them into Christianity, right? The pogroms of 1391, the massacre of 1391, I'm gonna read it again, was a display of anti-Semitism and violence against Jews in Spain. It was one of the Middle Ages' largest attacks on Jews who were ultimately given the choice of converting or leaving Spain in 1492. So 101 years later, they are planning this mass conversion or this mass deportation, saying, "Look, either you're gonna convert to Christianity or you're gonna get kicked out of Spain." And they went around killing our people to force them into following this Christian doctrine that has us in this state of mind today. That has us in let's go back to it, in this state of mind today. Right? I'm gonna finish playing this from like right here. Go back to right here.
World to them that police would do that.
Look at this.
That would show them that kind of respect. And then protesters cleared out because at 8 o'clock that curfew went into effect. And so they
hey man, hey, just look at that police officer after that hug. He's looking like it worked.
It was pretty remarkable to see respect. And then protesters cleared out because at 8 o'clock
you got to smile, man.
Effect. And so they followed the rules here. They cleared out, and it was pretty remarkable to see. Protesters have been out here for several hours. They had marched. They Fayetteville police trying to keep them back from going into the downtown here by Fayetteville State. But again, a really remarkable resolution here. We're going to be out here.
Now, guess what? After those hugs, these people are going home. These people are going home. Just in case the brother forgot to mute himself, but these people are going home. And everybody that was protesting is going back to the crib. But guess what? Nothing changed. Only difference was it was a hug gave between a police chief and two protesters. And look, they're going home. The protesters are going home. And guess what? It's still the same. The state of our people, the state of our nation. All these hugs wasn't fixing these massacres right here. Massacre of 1391. Even going back to this right here. Going into Babylonian captivity. You can go read about this in the 2 Kings 24 and 25. The siege of 586 BC by Nebuchadnezzar, right? Babylonian exile, Babylonian captivity, right? A period in Jewish history in which a large number of Judeans from the ancient kingdom of Judah were captives in Babylon, the capital city of Neo-Babylonian Empire, following their defeat in the Jewish-Babylonian War and the destruction of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, right? Now, we know the event is described in the Hebrew Bible, and it's historically, or I don't know how to say that word, forget it. It's supported by archaeological and non-biblical evidence, right? But nonetheless, this is an event that happened according to the Most High God, because we know that he gave his holy prophets the power to write these things and these events that occurred in the history of our nation. After the battle of Carchemish in 605 BCE, the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II besieged Jerusalem, right? And I think it was a point where it said, let me see. I think it was right here. Hold on. Let me go. Jewish-Babylonian War. Jewish revolts against Babylon, kingdom of Judah resulted in. That's not what I'm looking for. Yes, it is. This is what I'm looking for. The first revolt, right? So we tried to revolt, right? And let's see. I think, what is it? Ammon, Moab. I want to say, oh yeah, it's right here, right here. Yeah, there it goes. It said, according to the Hebrew Bible, for 3 years Judah paid taxes to Babylonia until King Jehoiakim decided to stop the payments and went to war with Babylonia. And Moab, Ammon, and Chaldea went to war against us with Babylon, right? And we had all these Jews that were killed by our people. It says more than casualties and losses, more than 4,200 captive, many slain. So it was an unknown number of how many people of us were slain, right? This goes into a lot of books. Like I said, 2 Kings 24:25, Jeremiah, you can read about it in Jeremiah, I want to say 22, 21, 49, 50, 51, 50. I think there's Ezekiel, 2nd Chronicles. You can go read the book of the Maccabees. Throughout all this history of being in captivity, right? That was another massacre of our people because we were besieged, just like in 70 AD, right? Going back to the 16th Street church bombing, 1921, Tulsa massacre, the Atlanta race riot of 1906. Look these events up. Matter of fact, I'm finna type all of these in the chat because these are historical events that have happened in this country. Black genocide in America. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Now all of a sudden we have all these mass shootings, and now all of a sudden this change wants to come. Mass shootings, your people just got killed by her people in the grand scheme of things, but you want to hug and say that's all we need. Going back to this. Your people just got killed by his people in the grand scheme of things, but all we wanted was this right here. That's all we wanted. Our people are so simple-minded. This is Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Like, how long will we love simplicity? How long will we continue to love getting the bare minimum for acts of terrorism and violence and hate against our people? We don't get nothing in return for the things that we receive. We don't get nothing. We supposed to sow. We supposed to reap what we sow. If we sowing all this love, why are we receiving all this hate?
And Salakia too, you know, our people, we got cognitive dissonance. I know that phrase was really big when the pandemic first happened, and a lot of people was kept at home, a lot of layoffs, and people didn't have nothing to do but hear truth from celebrities, hear truth from doctors, hear truth from Israelites. And a lot of people either chose the truth or they chose cognitive dissonance, right? If you know what cognitive dissonance is, that's pretty much saying, even though that's true, I don't want it to be true. So I'm going to distance myself from that truth, right? So that's cognitive dissonance. You're cognitively distancing yourself. But our people got cognitive dissonance, even with the most recent activity of these shootings. We don't want to believe there's racism. We don't want to believe there's racial profiling and there's racial motives behind elite crimes. We don't want to believe in those things because the brother Danal had told us about him at his so-called job. They had him raise the flag, but not for the brothers and sisters.
Lower the flag.
Lower the flag, but not for the brothers and sisters in Buffalo that got murdered by a racial racial so-called white boy, right? Because everybody in America wants to sweep that under the rugs. I bet you for a fact, even your local churches probably didn't speak on it. Your schools didn't speak on it. The news tried to hide it for a long time. People, I was in group chats and people didn't hear about it. The day after, people still didn't hear about it. You know why? Because our country has cognitive dissonance. We don't want to believe that there's racism. We don't want to believe that a certain race of people gets targeted and killed in 2022. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to believe that. We'll rather believe that, there's some unstable kids with psychological disorders that shoot up schools. We got to pray for them and also pray for the safety of our kids. But we don't want to address the real matter at hand, right? We know that Esau gonna survive with the sword. The modern day sword is a gun. We know that they're gonna kill people for no reason. So the mass shootings at school, that's gonna happen. But are people still being targeted in 2022? Hey, Christ said it best. Know that they hated me first before they hated y'all. And it's still going on today, and people want to turn a blind eye to it, even our people.
Con, if I can touch on something real quick too, man. We talk a lot about Judah, or so-called blacks, but a lot of people don't understand, man, that Hispanics are going through the same things that we be going through, and it's just now being publicized. You know what I'm saying, with the school shooting that happened in Texas, right? A lot of times, a lot of things that happen to Hispanics get swept under the rug, and we talk about ourselves getting swept under the rug, but the Hispanics really get it worse than us, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a post on the Washington Post. You ain't got to pull it up. I'll read it real quick. It's titled "Latinos are disproportionately killed by police, but often left out of the debate about brutality." Right, and if you scroll down real quick, right, it says Latinos are killed by police at nearly double the rate of white Americans. And while the national debate on police killings has focused on black Americans whose deaths at the hand of law enforcement have been high profile and outnumber those of other people of color, some activists say that the situation for the Latino community has become very critical. It is a crisis in the same manner as it's a crisis in the black community, right? And so just seeing that, why is it that it's a crisis in the Hispanic community just like it's in the black community? Because we're one and the same. You know what I'm saying? We're both Israelites, right? You know what I'm saying? We're the same people. They're gonna do the same thing to both. And as much as we like, what I'm saying, to hone in on the so-called blacks in America, right? The so-called I'm down to believe that the so-called Hispanics get treated worse than the so-called blacks, right? At least sometimes you see so-called blacks in corporate positions and stuff like that, right? But really, when you really hone in on the Hispanics, man, you know what I'm saying? They're getting crumbs. They're getting crumbs, and when they get shot down by police, nobody really knows about it. It doesn't go on the news. You know what I'm saying? And really, as far as I can think of, the only publicized event that really shed light on Hispanics was this Texas massacre. You know what I'm saying?
Con. And that just goes to show that a lot of our people go through it. But
Right.
it's prophesied. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the bottom of the screen. If you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen, these are historical events that you can look up and find out more information about some of these events that happen. Because all these are facts. This is not no made up stuff. This is facts. Just like the Ox said earlier, a lot of our people telling us to forgive. Well, look at this is what, like the brother just said. This is what the woman, the mother of the school shooter in the Uvalde, Texas shooting, this is what she said. Forgive me, forgive my son. Parents of Texas school shooter respond, right? This is the mother saying this information in this video right here that I'm finna play.
No tengo palabras. No tengo palabras para decir lo que no sé lo que estaba pensando. Él tenía sus razones para hacer lo que hizo. Y por favor no lo juzgan. Yo nomás quiero a los niños inocentes que se murieron. Perdóname.
¿Qué les dices a los familiares de ellos?
Perdóname, hijo. Yo sé, él tenía sus razones.
¿Qué razones pudo haber tenido?
A que se acercaran más a sus niños en vez de poner atención a las otras cosas malas. No, yo no tengo palabras, no sé. Era bien calladito, era bien callado, bien.
So she's basically saying, forgive him. because he had his reasons for going and shoot up a school with a bunch of children in it.
And she also said perhaps it was our fault because we were paying attention to other things and not him.
And you know what? They used that same excuse for the guy who shot up Virginia Tech, the Asian dude who shot up Virginia Tech back in 07. They blamed he had a mental illness. He was diagnosed with depression, and he had this syndrome where it was like he was like in situations of fight or flight, when adrenaline kicks in, he would just have that stand still and do nothing type of syndrome. I forgot what they classify that as. But they blame.
I'm trying to remember it. I don't remember.
But yeah, they blame that on whatchamacallit, on the Virginia's inability to do all the necessary checkups and guidelines and procedures and counseling when it comes to dealing with a student who had maybe a mental learning disability or mental incapabilities in some facet. So this man grows up, he's in college now, and he grows up and he buys these weapons somehow, some way, without getting a mental health background check, and later on goes to shoot up a school, killing 30 people. Right? And I talked about that too. But this is a little bit of facts.
If I can bring out Deuteronomy 28 and 28, right? The Lord shall smite thee with madness, right? Because this is you gotta think, man. A lot of these school shooters be so-called Edomites, but this guy was one of ours. You know what I'm saying? Says,
So-called.
you know what I'm saying? The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness, right? He blinded his brother. You know what I'm saying? He went mad and he was blinded in astonishment of heart, right? His heart was astonished, bro. He couldn't contain, he was overwhelmed to make him do what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes into the curses. And not only did this madness and blindness overtake him, but it also made him that curse led straight into a curse of Deuteronomy 28 and 54. You know what I'm saying? Where his eye was turned evil towards all his classmates. You know what I'm saying? The whole school, right? Taking people's lives. And like she was saying, that goes into play, right? We all contribute to that. When we break these laws, statutes, and commandments, we all contribute to the madness and the blindness that goes into each other when we take our own selves out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, man, that we have an Edomite taking out a black community, right? And then it just gets washed away when we see you know what I'm saying, our own people taking our own people out, right?
Right.
And that becomes the more drastic thing. Oh my gosh, how could he do that? You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because it's like, man, nobody was like Ak was saying, nobody was telling me to lower the flag down when that white man went into the you know what I'm saying, the black community and shot up that grocery store. Nobody told me to put the flag down for that, right? But when it's and it wasn't black on black crime, but even Hispanic on Hispanic crime. You know what I'm saying? When that happened in America, they wanna hone in on that, and they want to make me pull down the you know what I'm saying, the flag. Why? Because we're in astonishment. We're a shaking of the head to these people. You know what I'm saying? And it goes into the curses, man. Why we got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man? You know,
We
oppression.
gotta keep the laws, statutes, and commandments because this brother because he killed himself, right? He killed himself.
The shooter in Texas.
Yeah.
Con.
Right. So that's like the brother was saying, Deuteronomy 28:28, a complete madness for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. I think on Twitter a few pictures were leaked, and he used to, I don't know if he was transgender or if he just like cross-dressing, but they said, you know, he was kind of in that LGBTQ community. They said that he was getting teased a lot. You know, so that goes into the Most High giving him up to vile affections to destroy himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Giving
man.
him up.
You got to think too, man. Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, I believe, right? Or is that 8 and 8? 7 and 7.
Yeah,
With,
oppression maketh the wise man mad, and surely it
oppression
give
makes
destroyed the heart.
Right, oppression makes a wise man mad, man. The oppression that we're set in this society, man. This just being in this society. If you know anything, you're oppressed, right? Because you got the LGBTQ community, you know what I'm saying, influencing us as people and more so our children, right? That's oppression in itself. And what does that do? It makes us mad to the point where, hey, look, we were supposed to be wise, right? That brother was supposed to be a wise brother. He was supposed to be a light to all the other nations around him, right? And instead of him, you know what I'm saying, tapping into that wisdom, right? That oppression that he's been going through, right, is made him mad and an astonishment of heart.
Right. And you gotta think too, the school teachers, they pushing that on our kids. So the judgment came back on the school as well. You know, the Most High sent judgment. He's not slack to send his judgment. You know what I'm saying? And also we're in the land of Babel, which is confusion. So a lot of our brothers and sisters at a young age are confused because of the society and the sin that we live in constantly. You know what I'm saying? When the wicked rule, the people mourn. And right now we can see, if you just type in Salvador Ramos, you just see a bunch of people mourning and his mugshot everywhere.
Come on, man. Man, just thinking about it's just crazy, man. Because now, man, it's so living in this land is so confusing to where it's like anything is a trigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might have spirits hop on you one night, and when you in high school or something like that, and you have like a gay dream or something like that, right? And somebody might have that, bro, and not know that it's spirits hopping on them in their sleep. You might wake up and be like, maybe I am gay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waking up disgusted like you should, you know. And it's just little stuff like little. You might feel a little. You might be on the way to school one day and get emotional about something and be like, dang, man, maybe I'm a little effeminate. And then you start embracing that thing because that's what, you know, what's being pushed right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide these things. Tap into it. Not saying that you can't be emotional, but to embrace it a little too much to make it seem where maybe I ain't manly. Maybe you know what I'm saying? And then people will latch on to that. And then before you know it, that's that madness. You getting smitten with madness and blindness, man. And that wisdom just leaves you.
Hey, encouraging, like we said, hey man, everything that the world encourages, the Most High discourages.
Right. And everything that the Most High encourages, the world
discourages. Remember that.
Can you go to Proverbs 17 and 25?
Proverbs 17 and 2 fizzle. 25. I think I said that right. Right? But it says, a foolish son is a grief to his father and bitterness to her that bear him.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you go and you don't have to do it, you can if you want to, but if you go to Google, anybody that's watching this, type in Salvador Ramos father, hey, you'll see the bitterness on his father's face. This is scripture coming to life. This is scripture coming to life. Nah, on Google.
Oh, you said Google. I'm looking at YouTube.
It's still on. You can still keep images though. Salvador Ramos father. Well, grief. You're gonna see the grief on his father, Salakia. See right there, he's crying by the door. You're gonna see the grief on his father because of his son. And you already saw the video of his mom speaking, right? Bitterness to her that bore him. They're wondering where they went wrong. Because these curses, like the Octanal said, these curses, they're all up on us. And we don't know if this is judgment for maybe something his father did when his father was younger, or something his mom did, or maybe he was born in iniquity through some type of adultery or something. We don't know. Not trying to bear false witness, but the Most High God was using this brother to execute judgment on somebody.
Khan. Just, I mean, this is important because dang, I was trying to find that precept I was looking for, but I'm not gonna find it.
I mean, look at this man's father, man.
Hey, look. I mean, this just goes to show that, you know, in this country, in this society, Baruch 4:1 is important. The only way. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Hey, these commandments are forever. So it's just like we have to understand that with these massacres, man, these are all curses that were prophesied on us. They weren't for our destruction, but the Most High moved us to wrath, and through it we were destroyed because we failed to hearken and obey his commandments. Every time we do a lesson and we're talking about stuff like this and how our people went off, it's always going to revert back to keep the commandments, because that's how ultimately we got in this situation in the first place. This is what it says in Baruch 4:6. You were sold to the nations. So when it was prophesied in Deuteronomy 28:68, or even Deuteronomy 28:64, when we were scattered, but in 28:68, where it said that you shall go into Egypt, I will bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. It says, and there ye shall be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. This is important. We were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Taking this all back in, tying everything that was said all back in. This is why this stuff is happening to our people, and why our people can't can't recover from this stuff. Take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. This is the first precept that the second precept that the Ak brought out. Hey, we cover with the covering, but not of the spirit of the Most High. We add sin to sin. We don't take counsel of the Most High. So when it comes to these massacres, like I said, I got them at the bottom of the screen going around. When you look at these things that happen to our people, there will be no justice for our people in its entirety like it should be. Only thing they want to give us is the right to vote, and the right to do whatever the heck that we want to do. And doing whatever the heck we want to do has led us into captivity over and over and over again. Because Jeremiah 4:22. Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. Salakia. And it says right here, it says, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So this is why we continuously go through these things of our people getting destroyed. I was on the Brother Sons of Thunder live last night, and Captain Judah from the North Carolina camp, he was making a point real quick. He was saying that in the wilderness, we can't say that in the wilderness that we're not gonna get complacent. You can't say what you're not gonna do, because just in the wilderness, you think you done made it. You don't got to do no more work. You're gonna get sifted out in the wilderness. Our people who made it out of Egypt, a lot of our people died in the wilderness because they got comfortable. And look, once you get that spirit of being comfortable, especially in captivity, when your enemy is trying to give you everything that you desire because they want you to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Once you get to that spot, this is the things that happen. So hey, look, you gotta put on your consider the house of the wicked type of spirit.
We can't be ignorant to Satan's devices, man.
Right.
Because also, like the brother said, you can't ever say what you're not gonna do, because the Most High God can put that spirit on you to go off, as they say. David didn't know that he was gonna do some of the things he did, but the Most High God made him do those things, right?
Hey,
the video we did the other day, we went over about man's goings, how we can plan our life, but ultimately, you know what I'm saying, the Most High God has the final say. Can I bring out this example real quick, Ashton?
Sure.
Yeah, so it's an Israelite at my job, and me and him was talking, and he attests to it. He said, "Man, I'll never say what I won't do. I just ask the Most High God to have mercy on me and to keep me." He said because he gave me what happened to him a few years ago between him and his wife. He was married to a woman that was kind of in the world. She wasn't all the way in the truth yet. And she kind of had got fed up with him studying so much. She got fed up with him reading and praying so much and watching videos. And she said, "Look, it's your God or it's me." And he said, I'm embarrassed to say that I gave up God for her. You know, and the Bible tells us in Second Esdras, First Esdras 4, I believe, and in multiple precepts throughout, you know what I'm saying, the Bible, men will do whatever it takes to keep a woman. And he said, after that, I'll never say what I won't do, because the Most High God, he can make me do whatever he want me to do. And it can teach me a lesson, or it could be for my downfall. It's up to him to make me or to allow me to be a part of the elect.
God, man, I was just gonna bring out another example, man. A well-known brother that we all know had posted on his so-called Instagram story talking about some man. I remember when I said I would never smoke hookah, and now look at me now, I'm smoking hookah. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what you're gonna end up doing. You know what I'm saying, in this life, right? You say one day, man, I would never smoke weed, man. Right? Next thing you know, few months down the road, you smoking weed and you found a way to justify it, you know. And that's why we gotta stay diligent, man, in these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, because it's gonna keep us sane. It's gonna keep us away from getting smitten with madness, you know.
Hey, Foster, can you go back to that precept you just read about wise to do evil?
You're on mute, King.
I said sure, since we're referring to each other in our Babylonian tongues.
Oh, Salakia.
Hey, look.
Hey.
It's too late now. Hey, it's too late.
Hey, charge it. Don't charge my heart, bro. You know, Brother Yeshaya didn't mean to call you what Nebuchadnezzar called you, but we going back to this. It says,
man, call me Belteshazzar.
Slippery for the tongue, but not from the heart.
That's what I was looking for. It says, "For my people is foolish." That's how you know that's us, because nowadays they'll tell you that's improper English. For my people is foolish. They would say, "Hey, look, you supposed to say are." For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. Right? The brother Denal just said what? He said, "Hey, we got to stay in these law, statutes, and commandments." That's our understanding. I'm going to keep reading. It says, "They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge." You know why we don't have no knowledge to do good? Because we're not in the live streams going over Bible verses. We're not studying. We're not praying and fasting and conversing with each other daily about the scriptures. Instead, our women are paying for twerking classes. You know what I'm saying? We're wise to do evil. We literally will pay for a twerking class. The hard-working money you make, our women pay for a twerking class and think it's cute, think it's a form of exercise, right? We'll pay for a twerking class, and they're wise. They're wise. They know if they want to twerk and get a man's attention, they need to pay for this twerking class. They're wise to do evil. But that's just one of many examples of how we don't choose the Most High God first. We choose ourselves first. We choose evil first.
So, like, if I man, we're wise to do evil, man. And here's an example, right? We were in a group chat with some of the people we went to high school with, right? And we're talking about how eating pork is you know what I'm saying, bad. And they're going in talking about something. I don't know why people say eating pork is bad. It's processed the same way chicken is. It's that and the third, right? And we're getting into it. You know, of course, I'm going into the actual facts of the matter of how they don't have multiple stomachs and stuff like that. But this is how we're wise to do evil. The man gonna respond talking about some. Well, I know it's kind of bad, but that's why I eat it in moderations. Wise to do evil. That's evil wisdom, right? But with in goodness, bro, they have no such knowledge, right? And why is that? Because if they knew how to do good, you wouldn't do it in moderation, right? You wouldn't try to be wise and go in what's the word I'm looking for? Indulge or consume in moderation. You wouldn't find that wisdom. Your wisdom would be not to eat it at all. You know what I'm saying? And our people are wise to do evil, bro. You know, make up any excuse to do anything.
Right.
It's just water vapor. It has no nicotine in it.
Hey,
I can
Con. Hey, bringing up that point, man. That's just like, uh, something that's going on even inside of our nation now. We got a situation where some people feel like some of the leaders in our nation are going off. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, look, we don't understand the true meaning of what it is like to be holy and separate, man.
Holy and
Se-
separate.
We don't understand that to be holy is to be separate, right? Hey, look, like the ox said, our women pay for Turking classes. He didn't have to bash my wife on live, but our women paying for Turking classes, you know what I'm saying? Spend their hard earned money, getting a form of exercise out of it. Hey, look, they doing that, but a lot of our people are still trying to have that worldly lifestyle to them as well and kind of be in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that, hey, that's a thin line to walk, bro. Because like Scripture says, the eye of a camel, it's easier to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. Now, if you never know the needle of that a camel passes through, in fact, let me pull that up. Camel needle.
Because some brothers think it's an actual needle.
Yeah, my daddy, man. The first time my daddy told me that, bro, I was like, so a camel could fit through this. It's easier for a camel to fit through this than, I'm gonna finish the scripture later, but let me show y'all. Camel needle. That's not actually the point I was making, but this is the eye of the needle right here. It's easier for a camel to fit through this, right? Then what does it say? For a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? And that is not necessarily saying that you can be you and that is a double. It's like I brought out earlier on the prophecy video. It's double to that which is. So that's a physical thing because a rich man in this world who has money, it's not money. It's not many law, statutes, and commandments that he's keeping. He's not keeping no law, statutes, and commandments. Let's just put it plain and simple because the love of money is the root of all evil, according to 1 Timothy 6:10. So it's like you're not going to be inheriting the kingdom of God if you're getting all your riches down here because you got to break the laws of the Most High God to get them. But it's easier for a camel to fit through this door right here than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom. Now, look how big this camel is. And this picture doesn't even show the true size of this camel because we're only looking at it from one side. We got to go into the front of it and let this at least see how wide this camel is around. We got to truly look at how big this door is right here. It's like a totem pole. I call it the two-way street. The two-way street. A lot of the lessons, though, that we learn now, that we go through at a younger age, that we go through at these younger age where we first coming into truth and learning, even those who have been in the truth for a long time and are still young men and still young women. A lot of the stuff that we go through now, I look at it two ways. I say it's either going to make us or it's going to break you. And that just simply saying, like, with the stuff that we go through, the decisions that we make, whether they be deemed evil or whether they be deemed righteous, there's going to be a reward or a recompense for it in the end. Lord willing, the decisions that some of our brothers and sisters make, even those in positions of power, can understand that right now that might not be the hot thing. But Lord willing, in the future, they will see where they can look back at their life and see where they did these things and say, I'm glad I went through that. I'm glad I made that decision because the Most High could use that to teach you a lesson, or vice versa. The Most High could be giving you over to that madness, that reprobate mind, and now you're, you know what I'm saying, you just going off. You caught up in what you want in life and not what the Most High wants in life. And like I said, that's just going back to our people being foolish. You know what I'm saying? We are wise to do evil. Evil does not mean you have to declare yourself a worshiper of Satan to be evil. You can be evil and can be in the truth, because some of the actions and decisions that you make blatantly go against the Most High God and what he wants for our lives. And that's an evil thing. Works of the flesh are evil, and we all have flesh, and our flesh all works. So that just means to show that I'm not saying it's not impossible to escape evil, but it's kind of hard. That's why we have to repent daily. That's why we have to, what was that scripture, that precept that says when you're going through, when you glad, it says be joyful when you something, be joyful when you up, but when you down, consider. I forgot that scripture. It said be is like when you up, like be joyful, but when you're down, when you go through adversity, consider. Any of y'all know that?
It's a precept?
Yeah, it's a precept.
Was it New Testament? Was it honing in on contentment?
I just read it.
Wait, say it again.
It's like, and I'm just summing it up, but it said, but when you down, consider.
Was it in the New Testament?
Hold on, that's in Ecclesiastes, I think. Hold on, I think that's in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7, I want to say. Let me try 7 and 14. Right here. There it is, 7 and 14. It says, in the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when we're faced with adversity, we have to literally start considering the actions that we make, because they all go back to keeping the law and not keeping the law. And that's a thin line between doing it and not doing it.
And that's cool. That's nice to know, you know what I'm saying? Because that just happens naturally, especially if you're in the truth, man. You're going through adversity, hard times and whatnot. The first thing that goes to your mind is, am I doing something wrong?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, is this judgment for something that I'm doing? Do I need to check myself? Do I need to check my spirit? You know what I'm saying? And like the brother was saying, making the analogy about horses, right? You put the bit in his mouth and to turn his body every which way, right? A lot of the adversity is just like that bit. You know what I'm saying? When you go into training horses, with putting the bit in his mouth, it's all about pressure release, right? You apply that pressure for it to turn right. You pull on that rein a little bit to the right, right? You might kick it in the stomach a little bit with your right leg too. You know what I'm saying? That pressure is telling the horse, am I doing something wrong? Am I not supposed to be going left? And then they finally hit that right, and then you release that pressure, right? And it's a lot of things. A lot of times that's what the Most High is doing with us. He has us on reins. He got a bit in our mouth. He applied that pressure, and then we got to think, am I not supposed to be going left? Am I supposed to be? Oh, okay. Then you see that pressure release, and that release lights up. You know what I'm saying? And that's cold. That's a cold verse, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. It's like, that's why it's important that we have to know that. Hey, look, what was that? That was in James, wasn't it? That verse was.
Which
I think
one?
that was when it talks about the horse.
Yeah, James 3:3, I think.
Yeah.
Or James 4:4.
Con. But that was that analogy in James, man. That was a hard hitter. Like, hey, the Lord treat us like horses with reins in our mouths. We go this way. Now, we might be the horses that trying to buck the Lord off. That's our flesh. Literally, our flesh is trying to buck the spirit of the Most High off of us.
Go to Salakia. Go to Jeremiah 17 and 10.
This the book of Jeremiah.
It's funny you say that though, because literally when you come into this truth, it's like the Lord is trying to break you. You know what I'm saying? Like
break you in.
He jump on your back and you bucking, you know what I'm saying? And he's sending adversity to you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So finally you broke to the point where it's like, okay, whether it's good or bad happening in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with this man on my back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, he got control. bad thing comes in my life, I'm just gonna ride it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why he said, hate not laborious work, and husbandry is ordained, paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? Because everything in the Bible is analogous with husbandry and taking care of animals and fields and vegetables.
Man,
But
you can learn a lot, man. That's why I just had an interview the other day, man. And I didn't get the job. And I'm pretty sure it's because I couldn't work on Saturday. But one of the questions they asked me in the interview was, what would be your dream job if it hadn't had nothing to do with money or anything like that? What would be your dream job? And I told them, man, it might be funny, but I'd be a rancher. You know what I'm saying? I told them that. Room full of Edomites. You know what I'm saying? They got a kick out of that. But at the end of the day, like the brother's saying, man, you can learn so much through life with just, you know what I'm saying, and when you're into husbandry, agriculture, you know, around livestock and just just homestead or the homestead life. You know what I'm saying? You can learn a lot. And a lot of times those are the wisest people on the planet. Those people that do that. It takes serious skill, patience. It really brings out the fruits of the spirit for somebody to sit there and train a horse from being wild to being tamed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 17:10. I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So like the brother was saying, when you're breaking a horse means the horse was wild and you got to kind of break it in so you can ride him, right? You don't just off rip try the reins. You kind of have to stretch the horse, you know, get the horse limber, make the horse comfortable with you so he knows you're not going to hurt him. And then you put those reins and that bit in his mouth, and now it's time to try the reins. And that's what the Lord is saying. He searches the heart. So he's searching for us. See who's going to be a good horse to put in my barn, in my stable. And then once he finds us, he tries the reins. He hops on our back, like the brother was saying, tries our reins to see if we can be controlled by the Most High or if we're going to let our flesh control us. Right. And so he says, I try the reins even to give every man according to his way. So he's only trying us because he wants to give us a lot. But he can only give us a lot if we endure him being on us so bad. Because he said, hey, he loves us. So he chastises us, right?
Check this out too, though. It's a cold precept that you just pulled too, right? Because it goes into I try the reins, right? So I'm on this new horse. I'm trying the reins. I'm trying to see, you know what I'm saying, if how is he gonna act? Is he gonna obey me? Is he gonna give me a hard time? What, right? Even to give every man according to his ways, just like a horse. I'm giving the horse according to his ways, according to the fruits of his doing. If I get on the horse, right, and he's acting up and whatnot, I might, you know what I'm saying, you know, horse trainers have that little the whippings, the whip they call it, right? And they'll whip him on the hindquarters, right? If he acting up, whip him on the hindquarters. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother's doing, right? But he says, according to the fruit of his doings. If the horse is cooperating, bro, the horse is cooperating and he's doing good, I'm not gonna be sitting there whipping him. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be making the horse mad. Like the brother said, I reward the horse. I'm gonna start, you know what I'm saying, petting his neck and all that stuff. Because I'm gonna try his reins, and according to his ways and his fruits, that's how I'm gonna treat him. And the same thing for this. You know what I'm saying? When the Most High gets on your back and he's trying your reins, how are you gonna act, right? When you get adversity, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna start bucking? Or are you just gonna, you know what I'm saying, let go? What the Christians say, let go and let God, right? And if you let go and let God, he's gonna that pressure release. He's gonna start rubbing your neck. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna reward you.
And also, you know, with that being said, after we're broke in and he's tried our reins and he can trust us, you know, at that point, that's when you kind of start growing and you kind of start loving what you're doing.
Hey, and you start building a relationship with that horse.
Right. And that horse now looks forward to putting the reins on because he knows he's going to get exercise. He knows he's going to explore the world. He knows that he knows that he can trust his master, and the master knows that he can trust him. So the horse is begging every single day, hey, take me out, take me out.
And most importantly, the horse needs to know that I can trust this guy on me, that he's not going to lead me into danger and he's not going to hurt me.
Right. So can you go to Psalms 26:2?
Hey, I just want to let it be known that when people replay this live, I want them to see the dynamic of these brothers' attitude. It was at one point in time, it was like, oh, okay, we finna get off this thing. All right, Shalom. Soon as we start talking about horses, here these brothers go. Hey, look, now, let me tell you about this. Hey, look, now, hey.
Man, we should
Hey,
have
Jeremiah said,
a whole nother live on horses.
hey, bro, these brothers got a second win for them horses, boy. Hey, look, they ready to get off a minute ago. Hey, them horses came now. Hey, brothers want to, hey, I'm going to go put on my hat right now. Try the reins real quick. Brothers out here wilding. You said 26-1?
2.
Oh, 26-2?
Con. The boy David said, examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. So when you've been in this thing long enough and, you know, the law, statutes, and commandments become a part of you, you pray for the Lord to always increase you by trying you. You want the Lord to test you so you can prove to yourself and prove to him. You are comfortable with him controlling your life. And so you tell him, hey, try me, prove me, examine me so that I can be worthy. You know what I'm saying? So even David said, try my reins. So husbandry all throughout the Bible, but
Con. Hey, look, but that's important to know, man. Hey, we got to stop being the horses that's trying to butt the Most High off our back. And we got to start letting him sit down and hey, ride us how he pleases. If he want to take us through the tall, high grass that got the thorns in it, then we got to, haul tail through that grass. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if he want to take us on the smooth path, hey, we can go on a smooth path. But whatever the Most High takes you, let him use you.
Or if he want to take you out into deep water.
Oh, hey, look, you better be that horse that know how to swim for sure. Right. You better turn into what's they call that dude off of the SpongeBob movie. Y'all ever seen the SpongeBob movie? That the dude, he was a man, and then SpongeBob and Patrick and them rode his back to go to Crown City.
I think his name was like David something or
David Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff. Yeah, that's what they call him. Hey, look, you gotta be that person that however the Lord's gonna use you, let him use you. People.
My bad. Sorry.
What was you saying? You was gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, man, the Most High might track you through a creek. You know what I'm saying? And in that creek, you might see an alligator, right? And he's on your back. He's trusting that, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna handle yourself and be calm and not freak out and knock him off. You know what I'm saying? And be swayed back and forth from every wind of doctrine.
Right. We cannot be swayed back and forth, you know what I'm saying, dipping and dabbling and drinking the wine of all these other kings. Hey, look, if we drink from the wine of Babylon, you can go read Jeremiah 51 and 48 and see how that's going to play out because it's important. But overall, don't be the horse that's trying to buck off the Most High because this is the stuff that happens. Going back to, you know what I'm saying, going back to, where was I at? I think I was here. I think I was here. Okay, so I wasn't nowhere. But dang, going back to Baruch 4 and 6 where it says, hey, look, we were sold to the nations, right? If you that horse that try to buck the Most High off like we were, we gonna get destroyed like we was in Atlanta race ride in 1906, like we was in the Tulsa massacre in 1921, just like we was in the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, which was a racially white supremacist motivated terrorism against black people on American soil. You know what I'm saying? Just like the massacre of 1391, just like the besiege of 586 BCE, and just like these mass shootings that be happening and occurring, and especially the one that happened on May 14, 2022 in Buffalo, New York, killing 10 of our people. If you be that horse that try to book off the Most High, this is the stuff that's been happening to us for a long time, and it's going to continue to happen. And none of this, let me go back to it. None of this is going to fix it. This ain't going to fix it. Right? Salakia. Where was we at with it? Oh, this is an ad that we got to
live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software.
Let's check in with CBS 17's Amy Cutler, who's
Hey, look.
Cleared out.
None of this is going to fix it either. None of this is going to fix it. Hugs is not going to fix what bucking off the Most High is going to look like for us. We can't want to hug our oppressor after we done bucked off the Most High. Why would you want to buck off the Most High God, his law, statutes, and commandments, and go hug the enemy who says, oh, the law is done away with. You don't have to keep that. If literally in the word of the Lord, it says that the law and do it forever. In Luke 16:17, 1 Peter 1:25, Isaiah 40:7. I mean, over and over again, Baruch 4:1. Hey, look, the word of the Lord endure forever. You got to hold fast to the word of the Most High God. We can't sit up here and try to buck off the Most High and his word and go give out hugs and think that that's going to solve all these massacres that have happened to our people, especially by, newsflash, these people right here, foremothers and forefathers. It's not going to work like that.
Hey, I think I might do a whole lesson on bucking off the Most High, bro.
Hey, call that bucking off the Most High. I need all profit from you, though. I brought the quote up, bro, so I need every ounce of profit, bro.
I might start the video off with somebody getting bucked off a horse, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say, I was finna pull it up, but I'm gonna let you say that for your live, bro. It started off with bucking, but hey, look, man, we've been on this thing for 2.5 hours. Lord willing, for the ones who stayed the water, all praise to the Most High. Lord willing, you learned a little something, and it was edifying for the most part. But hey, look, all my folks in Middle Georgia, if you on this thing watching, if you ain't got nowhere to go tomorrow to fellowship, hey, come to Camp Middle Georgia. We'll be out there tomorrow, Lord willing.
Cherry Street.
You know what I'm saying? Right across the street from Dozier Law Firm. But hey, with that being said, man, I'm gonna say Shabbat Shalom. The water for the mighty brothers, Captain Donald and Captain Azrael, for joining me. Just to talk a little bit about our first Factual Friday. Like I said, we're gonna try to be a little bit more proactive when it comes to doing videos. More so just trying to get people tuned in to the word that we bring forward. Salakia, my baby boy crying in the background, so I'm finna go handle that. But want to say again, Shabbat Shalom, Factual Friday. Want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High. You brothers got anything to add?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm Gucci, man. All praise to the Most High God, man. It's a wonderful lesson again. I like this, man. You know.
All praises to the Most High, who sent his son, who was an instrument of salvation for the nation. Shabbat Shalom. That's have a peaceful Sabbath day. And Khan, like the brother said, we're gonna try to be more consistent.
Hey, look, we finna pass the stream to T.H.E San Diego. Hey, look, we had a T.H.E San Diego. They'll be coming on right now.
And with that,
hey, for real though, shout out to the brothers Sakari though, man. Shout out, we love them brothers for sure. But Shalom.